everybody is good. Everybody hear me okay? Let me just toggle with the sound a little bit here. Sorry, I had a few issues with the slides at the beginning. For some reason, they weren't loading. I think we have the issue sorted out now. Appreciate you all for coming. Nice to see almost 100 of you in the chat already. Hey Wendy, hey Joan, hey Helen, hey Annie. Hi Julianne, hey Elaine, hey everyone from the UK. Missing home. Jedi, what's everyone's guesses about as ever? Meghan and what she is teasing in the email sent this morning. Well, we're going to start there. So you tell me in the comments, what do you think it is? I've got my guesses, but I'm going to let you all guess first and see if our guesses align in any way. I want to see what you think first. Hello, Joseph Bruno. Hey, Connie Balmer. I love that I get to see different people depending on what time I'm on. Even though I feel like going on early in the morning here might be better for most. I'll keep testing and looking at feedback. But yes, there was an email sent today earlier from As Ever. So let's have a look at that. Which one of my slides is that on? I think that was on slide 5. Right, so the email read, it's been a week of many surprises, reveals, and mic drops for our brand and for our founder, Meghan. We're tickled pink that you enjoyed it all as much as we are. So we thought, why stop now? We have something else up our sleeve. We're inviting you to embrace the holiday spirit of giving and sharing alongside us, and let your friends and family in on the secret too. Invite your nearest and dearest to join our email list and be the first to know what we have planned. Because the best things in life are worth sharing, and this may be one of the best things yet. So, my immediate guess is that it will possibly be gift cards, gift wrapping service, or some kind of gifting, something around gifting. So the gift cards, gift wrapping add-on, possibly corporate gifting, or could be multiple things, international shopping. But the way that they've phrased it, like the best things are for sharing, that doesn't really scream international shipping to me. I feel like it's something to do with gifting. That's what I feel like it is. Sharon Chung, your blood is boiling. Please do not increase your blood pressure. I just read in Celebrity that they are accusing Meghan of stealing the dress she's wearing in the Netflix series. Stealing it? I've got no idea what you mean. I haven't seen that, and I look at Celebrity almost every single day. Kim K, she said you love the podcast at this time of day. Where are you based? Is it in the evening for you? In the morning? To all the Brits who... Helen, you said to all the Brits. I contacted Harper's Bazaar and Meghan edition should reach the UK in January. Okay. Well, you can just get a US squaddy to send it to you if you know any US squaddies. All right, so that's that. Something new coming from As Ever. On to the next thing. Right, the Harper's Bazaar cover. For some reason, there were some people, I don't know, even squaddies, saying that they didn't like the particular picture. Wrong slide. The particular picture that Harper's Bazaar chose. It's not the one on the screen. It's a different one. The one that was chosen for the final cover. They were like, "Oh, there were better pictures, chosen." And I mean, I personally didn't see anything wrong with it. When I saw it, I thought this is the type of image that's actually going to make me stop scrolling or just stop. And it's also been confirmed that she's not wearing makeup or very, very like minimal, maybe a bit of like brow pencil, but otherwise no makeup. Looking flawless still. Meghan's given us anecdotes in the past about how she used to go to the salons with her mum, and she got facials like really young, so her mum got her into like skincare and looking after herself very young. So I'm not surprised that she still looks, fresh, and also, so like fresh and youthful. And also, I just think that who you are on the inside, that ultimately comes out on the outside as well. So I think that people saying that they didn't like the cover, I mean, I don't know what about it that they didn't like, whether it was the pose or the angle, I don't know. Granted, I will say I didn't necessarily think that it was the best picture out of all the ones that they took. I thought there were other shots that they could have maybe chosen, but I didn't think that it was a bad choice. I'm not quite sure why people felt that way. Also, just wanted to touch on, and I guess I'm gonna just put this to bed and never talk about it again. There was obviously back and forth about what happened with the whole picture being taken off of Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian's Instagram feed, and the fact that Harry and Meghan had signed a consent form saying that they didn't want their pictures up anyway. That obviously caused the whole hoopla. Kris has reposted one of Meghan's posts of her Harper's Bazaar cover, and she also liked Meghan's post. So obviously between them, there doesn't seem to be any bad blood. And one thing I will say, and again, I still think that Harry and Meghan should be careful around the Kardashians. I'm glad that Kris just nipped it in the bud, because I just feel like there were so many silly narratives running around. But I feel like they're just going to do that with anybody Harry and Meghan are connected to. They did it with Gwyneth Paltrow as well. And Gwyneth Paltrow also nipped it in the bud. These high-level celebrities, people like Kris Jenner, they don't want that type of drama sizzling on and around them. And I think them obviously now being close to Meghan, they just know what the British tabloids are like. So I'm glad that she just nipped it in the bud and said, you know what? End of story. Meghan's cool with me. I'm cool with Meghan. Everything's cool. And you all just wanted to cause a drama for nothing. And you said, we need to stop complaining about our Duchess. She knows best and the money is hers. Yeah, period. I was quite surprised to see quite a few squaddies saying they didn't like the cover. I didn't know what that was about. Honey, you said, Meghan spoke about being perfect, so we should go with her ideas. Did she speak about not being perfect or not being obsessed with being perfect? Jenny said, who are these people who are not in the magazine industry? They can't change the magazine cover. Yeah, they probably decided between them like what the pick was going to be. Right? So what to do about nothing? I think some squaddies are maybe just a little bit overprotective. But with that, because Meghan chose to not wear makeup, the hater patrol came out, including a Miss Katie Rosinski, who thinks that we should stop applauding celebrities like Meghan for posing makeup free. And do you know what I hate the most about this article? It's not that Meghan was just makeup free, it's that she obviously looks incredible makeup free. I mean, I think all women look beautiful in their natural selves, but for the purposes of this vanity obsessed society and the narratives around women and beauty, she looks freaking incredible. Like you wouldn't really be able to tell at first glance that she wasn't wearing makeup. And I think the problem is not so much that Meghan was barefaced. It's the fact that she still looks amazing as she does in the face of our beauty standards, barefaced. That's Katie's problem. Because I don't know if Katie has been waffling like this about any other celebrities that, don't wear makeup. Pamela Anderson, continuously praised for not wearing makeup. And I think, celebrity women and women choosing, if only for a moment, to reject beauty standards and reject, makeup. I think that's actually a good thing. I think it's an interesting conversation to have. I think it's a very empowering thing. But why is it a problem suddenly when Meghan does it? But here we have a whole article from the Daily Mail in 2023, because we keep receipts around here. Barefaced chick. What the royals look like without their makeup, as clean girl aesthetic beauty trend sees women ditching their heavy bronzer and foundation to go au natural. So again, fine when the other royals do it, fine when anybody else does it, but when Meghan does it, we need a whole Shakespearean dissertation rant about it. We need a whole Shakespearean drama rant about it. And then what's even more crazy is this lady, she's obsessed with Meghan. Battling Your Essence, Meghan Markle and the Death of Self-Help Speak. Why Meghan Markle's influencer era is the ultimate riposte to the royal family. She's just obsessed like the others. I mean, are you desperate to be the next Camilla Tominey? What a bitter Betty. An absolute bitter Betty. Because why is it okay if the other royals are doing it? Why is it okay if other women can do it? But we have to write a whole dissertation when Meghan does it suddenly. So if this Katie woman felt that we should stop applauding celebrities for posing makeup free, why didn't she write a whole dissertation before? Mind you, I don't necessarily think we should applaud celebrities, but celebrities are influential, whether we like it or not. So, and if they can be influential in a positive way, well, that's a great thing, isn't it? Maybe there are some women that will see that and go, you know what, I'm going to go barefaced. Like, it's a huge part of our self-esteem and our conscience as women. I've been through periods where I don't wear makeup at all. I've been through periods where I wear a full face every single day. And my life has gone through waves with those periods. Usually, like back home in the UK in the wintertime, I tend not to bother with my hair and makeup. I tend to wear head wraps, no makeup, but summer comes out, full face usually. So yeah, here we just have a hater sipping her haterade. And she can keep sipping on it because makeup, no makeup, Meghan's still gonna be successful. Other people on their haterade. Sarah, no neck niggling feeling, was divorced by Michael Go Vine. A whole article in the Daily Mail. Just when you thought Christmas couldn't get any more nakedly commercial, here's Meghan's cheesy ad. I mean, at least Meghan's husband wants to kiss her and they're still married, honey. Michael Gove couldn't stand that woman so much, he divorced her. Sarah Vine is the definition of someone who is insecure and they're projecting onto other people. And Sarah Vine, by the way, she hasn't just bullied Meghan. She's bullied other women in politics. She's a very bitter person. I'm gonna find that piece of video, where she is making fun of, I don't know, I can't remember. I think it was Ed Miliband's wife. You know, calling her an alien, just all types of nasty things, and then making a point to say, oh, well, that's just part of the culture. It's just part of the UK tabloid culture. You can be part of the culture that decides not to do that. But consistently, Sarah Vine has gone after Meghan. For those of you who have been around, you know why we call her no neck niggling feeling Vine. That article that she did, saying that she had a niggling feeling about Harry and Meghan's engagement. I mean, you really can't get more on the nose than that. Kevin Sims, I truly don't think that these Meghan haters understand how obsessed they are with her. I don't think they do either. I think that there's something inside of them that has just been broken with Meghan, and they don't realize just how insane they look, because in their minds, I think they've also normalized the way in which they go after her. Also, in the Telegraph, Dr. Montecito's woke happy holidays proves her tone deaf audacity has reached new heights. She's literally cooking and stuffing stockings. Like, are these people okay? It's a sickness. It's an actual sickness. Thank you so much, Kevin Sims. Moving on, Kate and William were at the variety show. Now, on this podcast, I've always been very mindful about talking about any royal woman's body image. All I'm going to say is this. This institution chips away at people from the inside out. And over again, all the way going all the way back to the Diana years, even before that, there's so many examples where royals and royal women in particular, when there's something wrong with them, mental health issues, body, issues. We know that Diana, she spoke about it openly, suffered from anorexia and bulimia. The institution didn't want to get her help. Meghan was SC idol. The institution doesn't want to get her help. That they would rather see you waste away than get you help. And we're seeing this over and over again. It's not a bug, it's a feature. And they ignore it, thinking that we all can't see it, or we haven't been seeing it for a while. And it's just sad because it's so obvious that the cycle has continued to perpetuate itself. When people need help, they need help. And unfortunately, I think that in the royal household, what did Meghan say? How it looks is more important than how it feels. But at a certain point, how it feels starts to translate, and then we can see how it looks. I think this institution is just so toxic to your mental health, to your physical health, and they don't care. As long as they can keep kicking the can down the road And as long as the British taxpayer doesn't make too much noise, like, we're all good. That's their philosophy, I think. Um, Jessie J was at the Royal Variety Show, and she gave Kate a hug. Jessie J herself went through cancer treatment. I do, not that I'm fussy about protocol, and I think the whole thing is ridiculous, but I do wonder if the protocol police will go after Jessie J, because for sure, I don't know if you're meant to grab and hug a royal. According to the protocol police, but shout out to Jessie J, talking openly about her diagnosis and showing, being brave enough to show, what she was going through, and what she looked like going through her whole cancer treatment. It can be very scary, and for a woman in the media as well, you're so image conscious, and she decided, I'm going to share my story. So I give her a lot of respect for that. Now, one thing that is being called more into question is William and Kate's work ethic or lack thereof. And I saw an article that just made me roll my eyes. I tell you, my eyes rolled so far back, as capillaries were popping at the back of my head. Capillaries were popping at the back of my head. Because what do you mean that Prince William doesn't work before 10 in the morning and stops working by 4? What do you mean Prince William does not start working before 10 in the morning and stops working by 4? No wonder they didn't like Meghan's 5 a.m. emails. So this is from Celebrity. For decades, the British monarchy has looked down their nose at other European monarchies. Elizabeth II always saw the other European royals as lesser and compromised, forced to modernize and downsize in equal measure. Well, they're benefiting from that greatly now. King Charles seems to simply act as a continuation of his mother, refusing to actually make significant changes to how the monarchy operates. And this is despite us hearing for the longest time about a so-called slimmed down monarchy. Well, as we've heard for years now, Scooter King William's reign will be a lot different. Andrew Loney, also of Entitled, spoke to News Nation about William's big plans to reshape the monarchy in his own lazy image. You see, William doesn't like working before 10 or after 4 p.m. He also doesn't want to do events, nor does he want other royals to do events or have titles. He doesn't want to travel. No one else will travel either. William is gearing up to become king sooner rather than later, I'm told, and his vision for the monarchy is going to look very different from his father, King Charles's reign. He will move towards a more European style of monarchy, royal biographer historian Andrew Loney told me. William is a lot more family focused. I mean, it's not the first time they're, trying to use the kids as an excuse, but I'm sorry. These people have a house full of nannies, they've got help. He doesn't work before 10 in the morning and stops working by 4 in the evening and takes very few trips abroad. Everyone needs to come to terms with the fact that, the royal family is not going to be able to open every supermarket available. I mean, I love the shade there because really, it's just in a very sarcastic way kind of saying, well, that's all they kind of do. The fewer the titles also means there is less chance of a degenerate like Andrew to slip through. Which means, as I previously, I mean, is there anybody else in the family that they're betting will be as degenerate as Andrew? Anyone we don't know about that's been doing some shady things? Harry and Meghan will lose their titles. I mean, I've been saying take their titles because it will just prove that Harry and Meghan don't need the titles. As well as Princess Beatrice and Eugenie. It has been widely reported that Andrew agreed to have his titles removed and leave Royal Lodge, but that deal was done with Charles. William is very concerned about Beatrice and Eugenie and their connections with various people in the Middle East. Beatrice, who has a career in business, spent this fall traversing the area attending events in Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, and Qatar. Oh, that's interesting. Eugenie joined her in Doha and Abu Dhabi. The girls have also reportedly refused accounting help from the palace in its efforts to show greater transparency. But while King Charles feels responsible for his nieces, according to GB News, he is cracking down on non-working royals using royal residences as subsidized accommodation and has made it clear that properties will be let at commercial rates going forward. But mind you, the whole point of having a monarchy in the first place partly is you have these prince and princesses and they live in these castles, and we get to be very proud that we have these prince and princesses that live in these castles and we pay for them. And while the news was welcomed by William, the prince has angst at Charles's decision to name Beatrice as a patron of Outward Bound just days after her father gave up his title. Yeah, I feel like they're not really handling the PR of Andrew very well. Like, I don't think it's a good idea to, because Beatrice and Eugenie were hanging around Epstein as well. William will likely follow the example set by Spain's King Philippe, who at the start of his reign was Europe's youngest king and pledged a renewed monarchy and greater transparency. Listen, the only renewed monarchy we need is one that spends less money and lives less lavish lifestyle so we don't have to spend as much money upholding them. I feel like they keep going around in circles about this. Renewed monarchy, reset monarchy, slim down monarchy. Spend less and give up some of your luxuries. Oh dear. I mean, King Philip had to make Philippe had to make some moves because his family was just so corrupt. And he's still dealing with the politicians who don't really give an ish about the monarchy in general. So while Scooter King William the Work Shy, Scooter King William the Work Shy, that is a brilliant title. First of his name will absolutely demand the titles are removed and that work hours are dramatically cut. He's not going to balance that with increased transparency or less money. Exactly. He's still going to want all of the loot and all of the secrecy. Still, I enjoy the fact that all of these royal biographers are trying to prepare everyone for Scooter King's work, shy reign. Imagine a grown man refusing to work more than 6 hours a day, and they're generously lying about that too. Exactly. Because when they go to these events, they go there, smile and wave here and there. They're probably not there for like 1 or 2 hours. And then they also count things like going to the Royal Variety Show, going to the rugby, going to the football as work. What work is that? Yes, Joseph Bruno, Meghan is playing 3D chess while the Derangers play checkers. They have released a whirlwind that cannot be contained, indeed. All right, we're going to keep it short and sweet for today's podcast, folks. That was, I think that's pretty much, is that all from me? Yeah, that's all from me. All right, folks, we're keeping it short and sweet today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.